Hello everyone, welcome back to the road to BlackFrost. Here at Greymother's house, cooking this meat. And let's see. Talking a little quieter than usual maybe today because I'm recording at night right now. Everybody else in the house is asleep. So, trying to be considerate here. And not be too loud. But we're going to be leaving... Oh, okay, so let me show you. We're going to be leaving towards the picnic area and making the rope climbs down and up and out of here. And that's going to take us to Mystery Lake over near Trapper's Cabin. And we got a lot of weight that we can carry here. We got 30 pounds, so I want to take as much as we can carry out of here because it is on a rope climb in and out of this region. So we want to take as much as we can carry. And we are close to 50 days, so this rifle and this revolver, we're going to be able to use that soon. I have a lantern, right? Yeah. Right there. And I'm actually going to leave the hides here. Eventually I'll probably make a goal on the playthrough that will craft all the clothing items, you know, the bearskin coat, deerskin boots, and all that. But right now the goal is I just want to get to, let's see, 3 more days. I just want to get to the DLC regions and start doing those quests, get the quests done as soon as possible. So let's go check on that food. That should be done by now. Yep. Take the pot. Take the skillet. Whoop. Okay. Let's see. We got some guts on the floor. They're curing. These are curing. We got some rabbit pelts on the floor. Let's put that in here. Okay. Anything else on the floor? No. Let's go to bed. I actually got a little bit of time before nightfall, so maybe I could read. Let's see. That's the only book. Alright, let's read 2 hours on that. Yeah. Just had to check my water to make sure I wasn't thirsty. Alright, eat. Drink. And let's sleep for 8 hours. Oh, Aurora. Aurora came and went. If we were on my modded playthrough right now, I would have woke up during that Aurora. But, nope. Not on this install. Alright, let's see, 960. Let's sleep for a little bit more. Okay. It sure is an early start, but I want to get a move on, so there's not really much left to do here anyway. Okay, 84. Let me take Oh, only I got one good torch. Let me take some of this food. $95. Yeah, we'll leave the other two there. Yeah, here we go. Trouble in the neighborhood. Let's see. Alright, run away. I don't want to actually run because I've got 2 rope climbs ahead of us today to get into Mystery Lake. And I'm gonna have to make a fire over in the picnic area, I think, before we do the rope climb. Just to warm up and make some new torches. Let me see if I can lose this wolf. Probably wishful thinking, but... yeah, he's right behind me. What a jerk. He keeps running where I want him in. You're not supposed to run in that direction, that's where I'm going.
Can't feel my feet.
I made it worse. Oh. Okay, that was close. Alright. The torch is almost gone, so we need to get in here quick. Torch. No. And do we got... I guess I'll do that. Oh no. Did he go after something? Okay, we had just enough to put in the coal there. Alright, what's going on out here? Where did that wolf go? I'll take a torch. See what we see. Oh, hey. Get out of here. Give me that. Alright, let's go get our torch. Alright, yeah. Well, here we are. Is there anything worth burning in here? Nope. Alright, I've already searched everything. Let me harvest that up. Alright, we are still underweight. That's good. And we got a free ptarmigan. Look at that. Could probably cook up that little meat right there. And I'm not sure if I'll harvest the feathers actually. I may or may not. Oops, not add fuel. I'm gonna fry up a little bird here. Alright. Warming up, cooking some breakfast, and getting ready for this climb. Let me see. We've got 26 feathers, which is honestly quite a lot, quite a bit. So, considering it takes so long to harvest these feathers, and I don't really need them right now, we're just gonna leave this guy here. He'll probably despawn, but you know, we'll find out. Next time we come here, if there's a ptarmigan still here, that'd be great, but I'm not counting on it really. Alright, let's take some torches. 17 minutes. Yeah. Cat, stop it. Stop it. Oh, I forgot to put my other pillow up. Normally I have the whole like pillow thing going. Oh, I'm hitting the mouse. Hold on. Hold on a moment. Cat, stop it. Okay, how's that? Does that change the sound? Hopefully it wasn't too echoey sounding in here with, you know, this other pillow down. Stop it. Cat's using the chair as a claw scratcher. Sheesh. Alright, let's eat that. There we go. Drink. And make sure I am... Yeah, we are not over encumbered, so let's go. Wanted to grab a steak. Alright guys, we have to talk about... Where is he? I don't know where he is, but I am gone. Bye. There we go. He sounded close. Alright guys, yes, we have to talk about Hinterland has just released more bad news on us. So, unfortunately, they've had to let go of essentially 14 of their employees. And it also came with the news of a delay to BlackFrost as well. Which, you know, if you remember, late last year, they already delayed episode 5 of Wintermute. It was supposed to be last year, but they delayed it to March of this year. Well, now with the news of the layoffs at Hinterland, they've had to delay BlackFrost as well into 2027. It was supposed to come out at some point this year. Knowing Hinterland and their reputation that they've built over the years, I kind of didn't expect it to come this year anyways, and if it did, I was expecting it to come like very, very late this year. BlackFrost coming out in like November, December, you know. So I'm not too surprised by this delay, and honestly, I don't think a lot of people are, considering Hinterland's reputation here. And, you know, that's sad to say that, well, for one, you know, they let go of 14 employees, right? And this is a small studio of less than 100 people. I want to say like maybe 60 or so people, maybe. I'm not really sure how many people they employ, but it's a pretty small studio, less than 100, I'm fairly sure. So losing 14 is pretty devastating. Oh, let's put on the... I forgot to put on the crampons on the last climb. Yes, so losing those employees before BlackFrost even releases just means, you know, they had to delay BlackFrost. BlackFrost is going to be slower to be made now. And it's sad to think too, what kind of contributions would those 14 employees have come up with? You know, could they have come up with some cool, interesting ideas and features, you know, that now their input's not on the game? Maybe, you know, maybe we're going to get a different BlackFrost now, you know what I mean? Just, you know, not having certain input from certain people, I don't know. Something to think about. But, you know, I don't want to be negative and trash the company or kick them while they're down, or, you know, really, you know, trash talk Raph or anything like that. But I do see a lot of people just kind of sick. It sounds bad to say, but kind of sycophantically defending the company against invisible enemies. Does this make sense? Like, I don't see a lot of people being negative or critiquing the company or being rude or harsh, you know, and about like the employees losing their jobs or something like that. But I do see a lot of people online defending them and saying, I better not see anybody talking bad about RAF or Hinterland or the employees who lost their jobs. And I'm just sitting here like, well, what are you talking about? Like, who's talking negatively? Who's saying this, you know? But you know, at the same time, I want to be realistic here with everybody. I want to be, you know, like, I'm not here to trash the company or anything, but I'm also not here to endlessly praise it, you know what I mean? I'm gonna talk real about it. So, you know, like I said earlier, they have a reputation for being really slow at developing. You know, that's why the long development mod is called that. You know, it's kind of a little tease at Hinterland. You know, I believe. It's also, you know, I guess, you know, long development on their end too, but they're having to like kind of deconstruct the game to reconstruct it, you know what I mean? Like, they don't have modding development tools. So anyways, I'm rambling right now, but you know, Hinterland's got a story mode that they started 12 years ago and is only just now being finished. And they've had a bunch of updates and things that they've promised that they've eventually delayed. You know, Wintermute Episode 5 and BlackFrost now being the most recent examples of that. And every time you start this game, it says proudly, you know, we're proudly a no crunch studio and we care about our employees and everything, right? And it kind of makes me wonder, like, is there a happy medium between no crunch and crunch, where, you know, like, where maybe these 14 employees could still have their jobs if, you know, some different decisions were made. And Toasty talked a little bit about this in his video about the different decisions that could be made up top at Hinterland, where they could be monetizing their IP a little more efficiently, right? They've got music in this game, a third soundtrack album that hasn't been released. And if they just released that, then, you know, people would buy it and there'd be a little bit of revenue coming in, right, from that. They could be doing a little bit more with merch, you know, doing like little plushes, little keychains, something like that. Of course, that, you know, adds in a lot of sorry, the cat. that adds in a lot more, you know, complications, and, you know, they got to spend money and, you know, spend money in production and shipping the things out and all that. So maybe that's not as good of an idea, but I don't know. And of course, you know, I'm just an armchair quarterback right now. You know, I understand Raph has an extremely difficult job, and he's got a lot of hard decisions to make as head of a studio. In 2020, you know, hindsight's 2020 and everything, right? So I think he might even admit that, you know, some decisions he's made in the past in the company, you know, maybe could have been handled better. He's only human after all, so, you know, again, I'm not trying to trash Raph or the company or anything like that, but it's kind of regrettable, you know, the whole reputation that Hinterland has. They've made a great game, beautiful game, and look at this game. But, well, that's a little low texture, but a beautiful game, right? And the IP, I love the IP too. The whole quiet apocalypse thing, the lights going out, just it's just such a cool idea. And BlackFrost is going to be such a cool game, I believe, with just adding multiplayer, adding other people into it. You know, this game's great for the solitude and survivalness, but I think if done well, having other people, you know, NPCs or other survivors playing with you, having a town and everything, it's going to add so much to the game. It's going to be really amazing, I think. And I'm typically just a single player guy. I don't like multiplayer games. I don't have people to play with, you know. But I'm just so in love with this IP. I think it's a really great idea. And I really can't wait for BlackFrost. You know, it's really regrettable, the bad news we've been getting lately, you know, the delays and whatnot. But we just got to tough in there and wait for the content to be made. Right? So, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I haven't spoken my ideas out loud. You know, I haven't talked about it or anything. So this is, forgive me if it's a bit rambly or if I haven't really, you know, put all the ideas out there correctly, but not the way I meant to. But I just, I wanted to get the ideas out there, you know, and I wanted to kind of talk about it in a way that I don't hear anybody else talking about it. Let's see, let's put that in there. This cat is going absolutely insane right now. Oh my God. He's running all over the house. Okay. So yeah, I don't know, you know, like I said, I just wanted to talk about this in a way that I don't see being talked about now. Everybody is so really aggressively positive and defensive over Hinterland, you know, and it makes sense, you know, they made a game that everybody loves, you know, so, but it's just kind of odd to me that people are so defensive over it against invisible enemies. Like, I don't see it. It's almost like everybody's acting like there's a whole crowd of people out there that are trashing Hinterland, and maybe they are, and I'm not seeing it, but I'm not seeing it, you know? So I just see a bunch of people being aggressively defensive about it. So I don't know. Hinterland does have a reputation, and it's regrettable, but, you know, they've kind of earned it. And I don't know. What are you going to say? Maybe I should just shut up. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shut up now, you know? All right. Don't get the wrong impression here. I love the game. I love the company. You know, I question some of the things that they do, but, you know, I'm not the one in charge of the company, so that's fine. I have not mapped Mystery Lake. Should we? I don't think so. That's just going to delay us, right? We got a mission to do. And I'm wondering, is there anything I want to drop off or leave here? Or should we just keep going on the mission? We just stopped in here really to warm up, so... This cat, my goodness. Alright, let's go. Alright. You know what? I said I would shut up, but I'm not. There's another thing I want to talk about while I'm, talking about Hinterland and the decisions they make. I gotta wonder what... No, I'm not saying that. Ooh, we got a piece of coal up here. Alright. Did I see something right there? No? Okay. Ooh, birch bark. Let's go. I need to keep an eye out for some birch bark here. Try not to break an ankle here. There we go, there's some more. Yeah, I gotta get some birch bark made. I'll go ahead and say it here since,
someplace to escape this cold.
I was already speaking my mind a bit about BlackFrost and Hinterland and stuff, the choices they made. I'm wondering about their decision to move to UE5. Unreal Engine 5 is the new engine for BlackFrost. This game runs in Unity, and Unity has a lot of limitations, and this game kind of started small and then grew as they worked on it. And I wonder, I hear about issues of developers working in UE5, there being a lot of problems. And I'm not too in tune to the video game community or technology or anything, so I don't really know how serious of an issue that is, or if it's overblown, or I don't know. But I just wonder if this game, or if BlackFrost follows the path of this game, starting small and then just being built on piece by piece at a time, and the game growing over time, are there going to be complications with UE5? And is that really is that going to cause them headaches in the long run, And from my limited understanding, I believe it's kind of just Unity and Unreal Engine are the only two publicly available or something engines for video game development. But But there are studios that kind of make their own engine, or they'll take Unreal Engine or something like that and they'll deconstruct it and reconstruct it. I think that's what they did with, what was that game? Expedition 33. I think they kind of like modified the engine in a large way to do what they wanted it to do, right? I wonder if Hinterland's going to do something like that. Ah, these wolves. They're going to keep bothering me because I got all this meat on me. Alright. And of course he's going in a way I don't want him to go. Sheesh. Should I just kill him? I should probably just try to kill him. Oh no. Okay, let's see. No, I suck. I can't do it. I'll let that be a warning. Keep away from me. Alrighty. Yeah, look at this, man. Imagine BlackFrost, dude. Like, we're just walking, you know. It could be me and you, me and somebody right here, right? We're just walking together, going down the track. We got a horse. The horse has got a travois on it, or some packs on it or something. It's got all the gear and everything. How's that gonna work? Can you just, like... Is the horse only gonna be available on missions or something like that? Or can we, like, actually have and keep a horse? But then that calls in all kinds of questions. Do we have to keep the horse fed and watered and stuff, you know? And, you know, we're going to be able to pack so much gear onto that horse that we're going to be totally light, right? We don't have to worry about encumbrance at all because we'll just be wearing the clothes on our back and maybe a rifle in our hands. And the horse is carrying everything else. So, you know, in a way, does that make the game easier? But then there's certain, you know, terrain challenges where, you know, like this muskeg right here, there's frozen ice and stuff like that. The horse wouldn't be able to cross, right? Steep. Oh, all the goating people are going to be so sad because their horse is not going to be able to goat with them. Oh, man. Yeah, like I said, I do not envy the choices Raph has to make. He's in a tough position, not just, you know, the business decisions he has to make as the head of the company and all that, but the creative decisions as well. Like, you know, the biggest one, I think, is just time. How is time going to work in BlackFrost when you have other players? You know, right now, it's not even noon yet, and I'm fairly exhausted. Oh, you know what? I should have stopped for a fire right there. In Poacher's Camp. Oh, man. Maybe I'll do a fire here. I need to warm up. I get to talking and then I'm just... Okay. Let's see. Stick. It's not windy at all right now, so I'll be able to warm up here.
Come on. Fire's life out here.
Coal. What temperature? I'm gonna do a second piece of coal just so that we warm up a little bit faster. Right. Drop all the smelly. Actually, I'll eat one of them. Let me get some birch bark made. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I was talking about the time in BlackFrost. So yeah, it's I could use a nap right now. I could use some sleep, even though it's not only noon. Also, what if I run into a moose and get my ribs stomped, and I need to sleep to help recover from that? I have some sort of affliction that I need to sleep through until I'm better, but the other players are fine and they don't want to sleep. So how does time passage work in that regard? And hunger meters. If I'm hungry, I've already said this before, but I keep saying it every time. If I'm hungry and I take all the food in the base, everybody's going to be mad, right? Because now there's no food in the base and everybody has to go out and hunt or something, right? But I mean, you're going to have situations like that. So how do you handle those challenges in game? I do not know. Let's see. I've got 2 birch barks made. Let me cook one. 8 minutes. Alright. Well, I've got plenty. Kind of did the fire too long, Let's just pull torches until the birch bark's done. I might just fast forward this a little bit. Sorry, it's this kind of takes a minute. All right, what do we got here? That's a crummy little torch. Stick. Alright, we got the birch bark tea made. Harvest up this little one. I mean, I guess we'll keep the other ones, that's fine. Alright. We're gonna drink the tea.
Too heavy.
And let's keep going. Number one reason I'm excited for BlackFrost is just to see more landscapes, more areas to explore, and just seeing all the beautiful places that Hinterland can make. Oh, let's well, no, let's not load this yet because we can't use it yet. I got excited for a second seeing the revolver. I was like, let's load that. No, once it's loaded, I'm gonna be tempted to use it. But we are almost there. Alright. I think I will sleep just a little bit once we get to maintenance yard, broken railroad. Because we are walking pretty slowly now, due to being tired. I'm surprised I'm not having more trouble with wolves or bears or anything. Of course, now that I say that, I wonder, did I jinx it? There is a bear that comes around here sometimes. But alright, scrap metal there. I'm just checking to see if there's any loot to be had among this debris. Also, I remember, I don't know if it was this playthrough or another, but I remember leaving stuff, like some wood or something, right by these, right by this train track here. Alright, there's Forlorn Muskeg done. Oh, you know what? I hear... Dude, the sound design is so good. I could hear that I still had my crampons on because of the metal on metal as I was walking on the track. That's so good. Remind me to take my crampons off.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Alright. Broken railroad. What's the temp? 18 degrees. Pretty cold. But that is, I think, close to warm enough that if I can find some shelter from the wind, I could probably sleep in my insulated sleeping bag, and I'll be fine. Just don't want to do it out in the open, you know. So once I get to like the train car or something, maybe. Maybe we don't have to go all the way down to the maintenance yard. We can just stay on the railroad track. That's one of the things I enjoy about this game too, is the... I know a lot of people don't like the long trek to the Tales from the Far Territories DLC areas, but I enjoy it. I just enjoy like how massive this game is and how you go from Desolation Point, Coastal Highway, you know, just follow the tracks all the way out to dang Zone of Contamination, right? And it literally takes you hours in game just to walk that far. And you know, you have to stop along the way to sleep and eat and warm up. And it's quite the trek, right? So I did enjoy the adventure of that. Getting really tired now. Starting to slow down a bit more. Alright, let's see if I can get up here. Gotta kind of zigzag a little bit on this rock here to take this shortcut. That's the bit of goading that I'll do. Something that's realistic, something that, like, well, if you're careful and you really want to give it a go, you could try climbing that, you know. I don't like the vertical goading. In part because I'm scared of the invisible death zones. There's certain places you can't go because there's invisible death zones, and I don't know where those are at. So it'd be just my luck if I tried goading, I'd hit one of those invisible death zones and lose my run. Go away. Whoa. Where's your friend? Where's your friend? Right there. Okay.
Might have to drop some gear.
That's gonna do nothing. They're gonna be right back on me in no time. Sheesh. Whoa, 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 whoa. You were too close. You were too close, buddy. Alright. And he keeps running in front of me. Let's go down here and try to avoid him. If we can. Nope. There he is. Oh, hey, look at that. Got some maple right there. Let's get that. Okay. I'm just not gonna bother with trying to scare him away again. It just doesn't seem to be working. Alright, I might try to sleep in this truck. That'll get the wolf off my case. Hopefully he'll go back to where he should be. Alright. Aha. Oh, I've never searched this glove box. Let's see.
Use this.
Got some leather. Oh, I'm sitting on a book. Alright, let's eat, sleep. I need some more water. Yeah, we're pretty much out of water. 2 hours, I think. 2 hours should have gave that wolf time to go back to where he should be. Only to be met by another wolf. Alright. Let's get out of here, man. We're so close. Oh, what is this?
I think I need to lay down.
Did I drop that just now? I don't think I did. I think that was already here. I'm gonna leave it because I don't know if that's found meat or meat that I cooked. I don't know. Suspicious meat on the tracks. I'm gonna leave it alone. Alright. The bunnies have distracted the wolves, so we're good to go. Alright, I'm pretty sure that marks us safe now from wolves. I spoke too soon. I didn't know there was a spawn over here. I forgot about the spawn over here. Okay. Dang it. Okay. Get out of here. Alright, here we go. And I've got plenty of torches for the long, dark tunnel ahead. Plus, look at this.
What have we here?
69% torch. Nice. We'll leave that though, because, you know, I might need it another time coming through these tunnels. Maybe I'm not as prepared next time I come through here. So, I'm already over encumbered and I got plenty of torches, so we'll just go with what I already have. Alright, might be able to make it to Vacant Depot this episode. Maybe not, actually. We only have like 5 minutes left. Again, oh, you know, hope I didn't make anyone mad talking about the Hinterland thing. Like I said, I was kind of thinking out loud. You know, I haven't spoken my thoughts out loud yet, but yeah, I was just questioning some of their decisions and questioning why everybody seemed so defensive. And yeah. Still greatly looking forward to BlackFrost. Kind of looking forward to Wintermute episode 5, although like I'm not really a big fan of the Wintermute storyline. The idea is great. I think the execution is not as great. But I am excited to just play it through anyway, just to kind of just explore a new area in the game, you know. So I'm excited not really for the story, but just to see what new environments are added to the game, and you know, if there's any new mechanics or anything like that. But they did say Raph seemed kind of like really pretty firm on not adding the new areas to survival, even though most of the players of this game are survival players. And you know, it seems like most everyone's really excited and hopeful that whatever areas are added in Wintermute 5 episode 5 do get added to survival. Raph was really insistent on shutting that down, so I would not hold my breath on anything getting added to survival from that. But it'll still just be fun anyways. At least as a kind of an appetizer, a taste for BlackFrost, you know, like just to see what new areas they add to the game, what new mechanics. You know, maybe that'll inspire me to daydream more about BlackFrost and see what they can do, you know. But, you know, like I was saying earlier, they released the announcement and the trailer for BlackFrost over a year ago, and we've got nothing since, so hopefully we get some new trailers soon. They gotta do something to counteract this bad news we've been getting, right? Put some positive out there. Alright, I forgot I can't go through this, so I have a decision to make. This is all research. Alright, so I can't do the rope climb down here, actually. I'm gonna have to go back and... Alright, since I have to go back... I have to go back and take the other exit so that I can come down this way. Is there a wolf here? No, okay. Oh, I'm kind of nervous for this episode. Are people gonna be mad?
It's dust, so it can't be far behind.
Alright. Don't need that anymore. We're approaching the light at the end of the tunnel. With Wintermute. Wintermute is, God, about a month away now, right? That's exciting. Alright. No wolf here, so we got lucky there. Had enough wolves for a little while. Ooh, look at that stag. I didn't already have all this meat on me. He could be dinner. But you'll live today, Mr. Stag. I gotta get to Forsaken Airfield. Alright, we're gonna go and sleep in this cave here. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up now. Thank you very much for joining me, spending your time and watching this. You know, hope I didn't ruffle any feathers or upset anybody there by speaking my thoughts, but, you know, somebody had to do it. Somebody had to, you know, not go full defense mode of Hinterland, you know, like, they do deserve a little criticism. They do deserve a little questioning. Well, not deserve, you know, but they're not above a little bit of criticism or a little bit of questioning. And I'm just speaking my mind. Somebody got to do it, right? All right, so plate layer shortcut. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and sleep. Well, not where it's gonna snow on us, right? We don't want to get snowed on. Let's go a little bit deeper. Alright. I've made camp here before. Thinking another playthrough. Unless I cleaned up my fire here. I remember camping out here quite a few times before. So, I might go ahead and make a fire just to make some teas or something. No, we'll do that. We'll do that next episode. I don't want to waste all this coal. So we'll sleep first. Let's see, eat, sleep. Oh, I don't have water. Okay, yeah. I do need to make a fire. Let me place them in a good spot. Okay, that's a good spot. Stick. All right. Coal, water. Oh, look at that. Fire starting expert. Nice. Wait a minute. No, not trinket. Okay. There we go. Let's take a quick look at this before I leave us. Fire starting. Fires last longer. Nice. 75% chance. Cool. Alright. Well, thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you next week.